Hi guys, it's Nikki with Nikki Speaks, and I'm back with another video. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys, I am not going to hold you. We're going to get right back into the Stefon Diggs mess. So, if you guys remember on yesterday, he was arraigned and pled not guilty to the strangulation of his former personal chef. Well, today she is speaking out and has issued a statement. This is what she had to say. So, Mila said in her statement, I am speaking now to address false information that has been shared publicly. I am a personal chef with over 10 years of experience working with public figures and in sports industry. My reputation and integrity matter deeply to me. Claims that I engaged in settlement discussions are not true. I have never sought money nor engaged in settlement discussions to settle this matter. Statements suggesting otherwise are harmful and untrue. As a survivor of domestic violence, I take these matters extremely serious and would never make false claims for personal gain or to damage someone's reputation. I did not seek public attention and reported this matter through the proper legal channels. This is an active criminal matter, and I will continue to respect the legal process. I will not engage in rumors, personal attacks, or respond to misinformation on social media, and I ask others to refrain from spreading false narratives. My focus is on healing, my work, and moving forward with integrity. I trust the legal process to address the facts, and I hope anyone following this matter will do the same. So she's pretty much squashing all of the rumors about her pretty much doing this for money or doing this to ruin him because of some sort of tryst that they had, because that was one of the biggest rumors that was going around on the internet. So she's saying, look, I am not trying to ruin his reputation. I am not looking for any money from him other than what's owed to me. And the part that really sucks about this is that if she is telling the truth, then there's a very little evidence just in terms of what's been presented to us and what was in those documents, the police statements. She didn't go to the hospital, so there are no reports of her injuries. She didn't take any pictures of the bruising or the bruises at the time of the incident, so there's not even that. So if she's telling the truth, there's a very good chance that because there's a lack of evidence, he can get off. Now, in his defense, if he's telling the truth and he didn't do this at all, then the lack of evidence, it's kind of in his favor. At this point, we're just going to have to wait until April to see how this pans out. But you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section. Do you think that this was a money grab on her behalf, or do you believe her? Do you believe, based on Stefon Diggs's track record, this is right up his alley? This is what he do. He strangles people. He's a violent person. Now, Gorgeous Doll did go live and she had a lot to say about the situation too. She apparently does know Mila, who is Stefon Diggs' ex personal chef. And so she shed a little light from her standpoint and what she thinks. I'm going to add that at the very end of the video for you guys to review as well. And we're going to move on to the next topic. So Cardi B's Little Miss Drama tour debuted a couple of weeks ago. Her second show was last night in Las Vegas. And let's just say she has been trending. Her and her tour has been trending since opening night. And there has been a lot of rave reviews about this tour. Now, last night in Las Vegas, it seemed like she was extra turned. The crowd was extra turned. But get into how not only was Cardi B having a lot of technical issues, a lot of wardrobe malfunctions, but she also took a tumble on the stage. As you can see here, listen, she was busting it down, Tatiana, and the chair gave out, okay? But what a lot of people noticed was the fact that she did not lose her composure. She went into a little sexy dance number on the floor until her dancers helped her up. Even when they helped her up, after she was back on her feet, she danced around and she blamed it all on the government, which kept the crowd involved, kept the show going, and it really showed her professionalism, if you're asking me. Now, one thing I will say is, listen, I'm gonna need Cardi to keep the chair routine, keep it to just the on your back segment, or let's remove it altogether, because between her behind and that chair, neither are going to let her make it, and I foresee this happening again. And what are we really doing with the chair routine when Tatiana is on, it's not needed. Like, it's so not needed for that. But not only was she getting a lot of high praise for how professional she was with just keeping the show going and not letting that fall stall her, but also 50 Cent decided to enter the chat. He posted this picture with the caption, "Don't call me Conspiracy Charlie, but Cardi was popping it. Then the government pulled the chair and I think they sent the robot. LOL." If you recall, a couple of weeks ago during the Super Bowl activities, Cardi was at a party, and after that party, she was leaving. She did fall while giving the robot a lap dance. So that's what he's referencing. So some people in the comment section, they did kind of side eye 50 because listen, he's been posting her quite often. If you recall, less than a week ago, about 4 days ago, he posted when the news of Stefon Diggs and Cardi first came out that they had broken up. He posted this picture of them. And then his caption stated, "Can you imagine waking up this morning and you done lost this B and the Super Bowl? I would tell everybody, get away from me, have a drink, and go back to sleep. LOL." So this is his second post of Cardi B within the last 2 weeks. And people are saying that for 50, this isn't really a dig. This is nice compared to what he's accustomed to. I mean, he's even issuing out compliments to Cardi B. He's found his way on post about the incident last night about her falling off the chair, where the caption says Cardi recovers after a quick fall in Vegas during Tatiana. And he commented on that post on Instagram saying she didn't miss a line with the clapping hands. So listen, I don't know if he's shooting his shot or not, but you have some people who are saying that that's exactly what 50 is doing. One person went as far as to say 50 Cent want him some Cardi, and if it went wrong, the beef between those two would be dramatic. Listen, I don't know if he wants her or not, but that would be crazy if he's shooting his shot. Even a Cardi B fan page took to Twitter and said, "I think 50 Cent wants," and then they put dot 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 with this emoji. So listen, people are not here for this. And my personal take on the situation is we have seen 50 Cent be downright nasty, and he does not discriminate when it comes to women, kids, children. He does not care. He's nasty and a nasty individual. He's been overly nice, in my opinion, to Cardi B, with the exception of him calling her a B. He's been overly nice, so I don't know if there's something he want. I don't know if he is shooting his shot, but you guys let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. I think it would be absolute destruction. I don't think Cardi is going for it at all, even if he was. Not to say that he is, but if he was, I don't think Cardi would go for that at all. They're like the total opposite in every single thing. They're the total opposite in politics. He's a Republican, maybe MAGA. She's the opposite of that. She's a Democrat. He doesn't really take care of all of his children. He has a son. If we're being honest, he has a whole son that he's disowned, and that doesn't align with, I feel like, what Cardi B's goals and her, what her morals are. So I think they're the total opposite. I don't think she would go for it. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you think that, they would make a power couple? Do you think that he is shooting a shot, or do you think he's just trolling like he's always trolling, but trolling Cardi in a nicer way because he doesn't want to, I don't know, cause waves or have her clap back? I don't know. You guys let me know, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.
Chef Mila, who's suing Stefon Diggs, yes, I do know her. And let me tell you something, she's not lying. Okay. I've met a lot of fucked up bitches in nightlife, but Chef Mila, she's not like that. She's real calm, cool, collected. Her energy is real soft. Okay. Like, she's the type of bitch, like, if she like stays the night with you or you stay the night with her, like you'll wake up to like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. "Oh, do you want me to make you some food to go before you leave? I'm gonna cook anyways." Like, she cooks for fun, okay? And it's like when she started to really make it as a chef, right? She got out of nightlife, right? But what I will tell you is somebody who used to work with Mila, she is not the type of bitch that be on some grimy shit. So when she said, "I have no reason to lie, I would not lie for my personal gain," I 1,000% believe her. It's certain bitches that I could come on here and tell y'all that whole lying or this and that. It's certain bitches. But when I found out it was Mila who was suing him, I said, "Oh yeah, he did that shit." Because the thing is when you're in nightlife, you meet a lot of different personalities, and you start to be able to tell who's genuine and like who's not. One thing about Mila, if y'all remember me telling you guys that story time about how I had fell out with Jordanos. Remember when I told you how I fell out with Jordanos because she had met a trick and pretty much she was trying to keep the trick around, so she kept on trying to bring her friends around to get to her trick so she could keep him happy. Remember that situation when I told y'all she was like, "Gee, don't go to work. We're just gonna be able to hang out. He's gonna pay us, da da da." And then we end up going back to his place thinking we gonna smoke and vibe and chill. And he like, "How much your friend want?" And remember, I was like, "Give me 10K." He went in the closet, got the 10K, and then she was like, "Well, give me some money." And he was like, "I got you, I got you." And then she ended up walking out, and then I told him I was going to my car, and I took 10,000 and got the fuck on. Yeah, okay, cool. The next day, as I'm going through the situation, Jordanos blocked me on social media. So I couldn't see her close friends. I couldn't see anything that she was saying. And Mila, who was a mutual friend, called me and was like, "Hey, G, I just want to let you know that this is being said." And she did this to another friend. She's been doing this to all her friends. She wants to keep this man around so much that she's literally bringing around all her friends every time he comes in town to try to see who he wants. And he pays them and she falls out with them because she doesn't get paid. She just gets like some shoes or a purse or some shit. And so Mila, that's the type of person she is. Like she'll tell you what nobody else will. You get what I'm saying? But her energy never gave lying for monetary gain. I promise you. And it's like for her to have moved in as a live-in chef, if you see what Mila looks like, she is a fine ass girl. Okay. She is a BBL chef. But before she was a chef, she had worked in nightlife, right? And she wanted more. She always knew how to cook. One thing about it, okay? She didn't like girls. If she would have liked girls back then, because she knew how to fucking cook. Oh my God, the bitch knew how to cook her ass off. So for me seeing all of these posts about the whole lawsuit and stuff like that, I will tell you that that girl is not lying on that man. She's not. She's not. And of course, I just had to fuck. Like when this first came out, I was like, "Who is the chef?" So when I found out it was Mila, because there's only really two known female baddie chefs that I feel like in Atlanta. There's Chef Lex and there's Chef Mila. Those are like the BBL baddie chefs in Atlanta, right? And so when I found out it was Mila, I said, "Yeah, no, she's not lying at all." And it's so fucked up because you want me to tell you what I think happened? I think that he made her a move-in chef, okay, a live-in chef, okay, which of course removed her out of nightlife and everything like that. Of course, she's cooking, and then he probably wanted to have, so he needed her to leave. So of course she left. Fuck it. But guess what? Even though she's leaving, she still fucking lives there. But then she wanted to be paid. When you're a live-in chef, you're paid on a salary, right? That means it doesn't matter how many days you have off, you have an agreement on how much you get paid a week, right? So what I'm guessing happened is that week that he asked her to leave, she pretty much was like, "Hey, like I'm still getting paid, where's my money?" And he pretty much started being a motherfucking nigga, being a asshole. And so she's like, "What? Like, okay, I'm gonna just come get my stuff or something like that." And then still wanted her money though, like, "Hey, you owe me this." And then it turned into a back and forth of, "You pay me a salary. You told me to leave for the week, but you still owe me my money, right?" And he being a nigga, "I ain't paying you. What the fuck?" I saw the text messages. You could tell they had dealt with each other in some type of other way. Okay. I mean, shit, I'm gonna be honest. If Mila was my living chef, I would be I'm just being honest. She a fine bitch and she knows how to fucking cook. So for me, right, when I looked at the situation and to say that he like came in and like choked her, I guess because she called him pussy, yeah, nigga, whatever, whatever, and they was like talking real crazy back to each other, I 1,000% do think that he choked her up. Have you ever like been like sexual with somebody and like you're a little out of control, going crazy, and so then they like hem you up a little bit, but they're not knowing that you cannot do that with everybody, especially when you're not paying me my fucking money. So for me, he did that shit. And Mila's not wrong. Get your motherfucking money, babe. And to be honest, I hope you win. I really do. Because you guys, out of all the girls that I met in nightlife, Mila never gave drama. She never gave drama at all. She would mind her little business, make her money, do her little cooking in the meantime, but she was never a liar. I never saw her as a liar. But anyways, yeah, I know who she is. She a good bitch.